This part work has been supplied to me free of charge from Fanhome.com. Please pop along to their website and see all of the other build-up part works that they have to offer, as well as other collections of collectible things. I would like to thank Fanhome for providing me with the part work so I can produce these videos for your enjoyment and educational needs. If you'd like to build one of your own, pop along to fanhome.com. They're available in many countries worldwide. If you do want to build one, leave a note in the comments to let me know how you're getting on, and let me know how I'm getting on as well. I'd like feedback of all types. So thank you once more to Fanhome for providing me with this kit. I hope you enjoy the build. Let's get on with it. Hello, I'm Chris, this is Gross Models. Welcome to issue 10 of Fast and Furious, Build the Legendary Dodge Charger RT from Fanhome. So, 10's a big number. It doesn't feel like 10 issues, but it feels like we've got quite a lot done, but not, I don't know. Yeah, we'll just get on with it. High speed heists. Yeah, towing the safe behind them. I quite enjoyed that. That was quite good fun. I don't know. Directors of photography. Ericsson Core. Cool. Big vehicles. Not very practical in London, but quite nice to see drive around and drive through things. So yes. Right, the Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat. I've got no idea. It looks nice. It's got the Dodge front. It's got the Charger face, but it's a Challenger face. It's close. It's similar, but I don't know. I think I prefer that again. I know this is the one that I'm building, and I'm very thankful to be able to build it, but it's not my favourite car. I know. Sorry. Right, pieces for this stage. We're doing the steering and right suspension. We started doing the suspension before. Now we're connecting it all up, I believe. Steering linkage ball joints and things, and left idler arm brackets. I don't know what any of these words mean. So let's just get on and put them together, because not knowing what they mean obviously makes it so much easier to do the building. Right, I have, from the last few issues, the bits we've been building up, it's getting really weighty now. It's got lots of brackets and metal and things all tied up. So that's what we're going to be assembling it onto. But first of all, we've got to play around with some other bits. Now, there are two of these idler arm brackets, apparently, and they're different, as you can tell by the differences. One goes one side and one goes the other. So you need to make sure you get them the correct way round. Each piece is marked with the letters L and R to indicate which one. I can't see. I'm sure it is, but I can't read it. I don't know where they've written it, but it's very small. I'm going to have a look and see, because I don't know which one's which. So, that does. It has an R on there. So I'm assuming this one will have an L. It does. That has an L. So, they're not lying. They tell the truth. Right, it says, insert the cylindrical end of one of the tie rod ends, 10F. They're both the same. Okay. One of them into the one with the L on it. Right. So and with 2 CM screws. Let's get some CM screws out. I'm going to get a few out because I think we're going to be doing exactly the same thing on the other side as well. So that's that over. Okay, we're going into that, and that's that way round. So the screw is just going through the bit with the L on it and into the top of that piston bar thing. I know, technical terms, but what can I say? So that goes into there, and one goes into it from the bottom as well. If I can get it lined up properly. Okay, so I've got them both in there, so there's some movement there as it should be, but they do still need to be tighter, but not so tight that I put too much pressure and bend things. So that feels okay. It isn't. It is moving, just not as freely, but it still moves. That's okay, I think. Right. Put a ball joint that's one of these things, I think. Let's get the bolt out, because I'm sure we're going to be using them all anyway. Right, more screws and things. Right, I need this that way round, and this is going through the third to last hole. So that one there, the one closest to the bar, and the bit that we've just done going through there. Okay, that's like what we did before, and a JM screw will be holding that in place. So let's get out a couple of JM screws, because I know we're going to be doing the same thing on the other end in a minute. Now what I'm going to do before I put it through there, I'm going to put it through without going through anything else, because from past experiences there's often paint on the inside of these screw threads, and that does not let the screw go through very smoothly. I'm just investigating to see. Yes, both of these outside holes on this are threaded. So that means the middle bit shouldn't be. So once you get that through there, that should then tighten up through there as well. If it lines up, it's not quite lined up. If I can't get it lined up before I have the bit in the middle to worry about, then where are we going? Let's try it through from the other side. That's actually slightly opened, so that might be why it's a problem. It might work if I can just squeeze it closed a little bit. Let's try that first. How's that? No, it's still not. It didn't really make much difference to the squeezing closed. I remember this last time. I thought I'd just shift that a little bit, and it didn't actually move in the slightest. Let's get that out. Try it in the other side again. Actually, it's not far off. I'm sure not far off equates to being almost exactly okay. So let's try that again. This goes through there okay, which it looks like it is. Yes, okay, so let's stick from this side. So let's get that unthreaded enough to fit through there. It doesn't matter which side, because this whole thing rotates. So as long as it goes over there, we can turn it around whichever way it needs to be. Problem is now I've squidged it in a little bit. It's not such a great fit. Try that. Let's turn it around a bit so I'm not fighting against the other bar in the way. How's that? That's working. I can feel it going through something. Let's see if it comes out the other side. Yes, it does. So that's that. So that should now move that way. It's not. Yes, it is. There it is. That moves that way, and it should rotate as well. Yes. Okay. So we've got movement in all directions on that. Good. That's that then. Now we need to do exactly the same thing as I suspected to this bit. Get that. I need to make sure I get it the right way round again. That's that way round. That's that way round. So that's there. Did I get the other one the right way up? I don't remember checking to see which way up it was. So either that means that subconsciously I've got it right, or I've completely stuffed up and I'm going to have to take it off and put it back on the right way around. I'll have a look in a minute and see if it matches this one. That's that in there. Again, tightening that down. Making sure it still moves. Tightening up the other side. Making sure that still moves as well. Okay, right, let's just check that. That was that way and that way. That's the right way up. Whether by luck or judgment, I don't quite know. So before I get that in there, which I'm sure is the next step, it is. Let's do this again. Make sure that it goes through without the bit in the middle. That. I can't even get it to line up on the first bit, let alone the second bit through. There we go. That's that in there. Tighten that through. Get rid of the paint from the inside of the thread. That looks like it's lining up, so that should be good to go. Yep, that's lined up, that's gone through, good. So let's loosen that back off of there. Get ourselves another one of these, put it through that hole, yes, that hole. Line that up through there. And make sure it stays there when I tighten it up. That's the best plan. I think that moved. I don't know that it moved in a bad way. No, that's still in the right place, so that's okay. Get that tightened up through there again. That's there. So that's not lined up through the other side. So let's take that back out and try again. It must have, that bit that went sort of ping must have been it pinging slightly out of alignment. That is better. Yeah, that looks okay to me. So let's get that round the same way as that. They look symmetrically opposite, so that's okay. Right, so we have another one of these going in through there into one end of that. This has got two spikes, which I need to make sure are that way round. So another JM screw going through there. Let's do that again. Just checking. Right, yeah, this is different. Only one side of this is threaded, so that makes lining it up a little bit easier. So let's get that through there. Then that screw should just fall through that first hole. It only actually screws in when it gets to the other side. So let's turn it so I'm not forcing against the other bit that's in the way. Get that through there. And then double check to make sure that looks like the picture. It does. That will move. Actually, I want this that side, so it goes from that way, and then that turns that way. There we go. So that's like that. Then we've got to fit it to the whole thing. So let me double check to make sure I've got all that in there. Yeah, connect the parts with a JM screw. Yes. Right. Let's bring back this that way up, because this is the bracket that we've already got connected. So I think that's going to end up going, I'm just guessing now, that's going to go like that. This one is going to connect up to over here. This one is going to connect up to another pin through there, which is why I've got two of those left. I'll need two more JM screws. Cool, so far so good. I've got some CM screws left, which are going to be for attaching this bit somewhere. But first of all, is pegged through there and pegged through, yes, so exactly as I suspected, except it's a little bit more challenging because of everything else being attached. So that's the end that's got no thread. This is threaded on the back side there, so I just need to go through there into there after going through there. Wait, what? Let me check to make sure I got this the right way round. It's got to be that side, and that is going that way. Yes, so that is that, just like that. Okay, so let's move things around a bit to give myself pushing in the right direction. That's got to go through there, and the screw's got to go through there. Apologies for not being able to get this bit on camera. Well, actually, your view might be better than mine, to be honest. That's there. Feeling like it's gone through a little bit, but not very much. But sometimes it needs to be screwed a little bit through that plastic anyway. I think that's plastic. This bit. No, it might be metal. I can't really tell. So that's going through there, and that is now not quite lined up. Yeah, there we go. That's lined up with the other side, so that's tightening in, and is on there. Then we can finagle it in different directions. Don't want to force anything. But it's not turning quite as I would hope it would. I think it's just stiff. It is moving, just not moving a great deal, but I don't want to force it. So I just got to bend it a bit. Yeah, it's definitely moving. Although, no, it looks like I might be bending the end of it a little bit. So I'm going to loosen it, adjust it, and do it because I don't want to snap anything. So I shall see you momentarily when I've got everything where it should be, because I think that's going to have to go a bit like that, and we'll connect up the other side. So see you in a minute. Yes, after a little bit of finagling and twisting and bending and distorting and tidying and loosening and tightening again, that's now attached where it should be, I think. It looks like that's going to go there. That one's going to go there, like that, which they sort of do line up a bit. And then this is going to go through there, which is in fact the next step. We're doing exactly the same thing with one of these going through there and the screw going through there into both bits. So this one is, I don't know if that's threaded both sides again. Yeah, that's feeling like that's threaded both sides. So that's going to be even more fun, especially as it's got to be done in situ because there's no other choice. So this is going to go onto there, like that, just like that. And it will go on very, very easily first time because I'm about due something going well. Let's see, that's going into there. Yeah, that didn't go so well. I didn't even get it started in the hole properly. Let's try again. That's that. That feels like it's not turning. But it definitely is turning. That might be working. Yeah, that's looking like that might work. The trouble is, everything is getting in the way and making it harder to do. How do real car manufacturers do this sort of stuff? It's just so tough. There's bits all over the place. I mean, obviously in real cars it's a bit bigger, which might make it a little bit easier, but might also make it a lot harder. I don't know. Right, that's gone through some of it at least. Let's see if we can get it through the last bit. That's feeling okay. It's also looking okay. So far so good with that. Yeah, I'm happy with so far. That's that. Now it is CM screws to hold these two bits in place where I thought they were going to go. So that's going to go there. Yep. Just there. I can tighten this one up fully actually, because there's enough movement in the bar to get everything else in the right place. Because that's going to have to go up there to there, like that. Actually, say I've tightened that fully. It's just moved a little bit, so obviously didn't tighten it fully enough. That one's going to go in there. Tighten that one down fully, and then come back and see why that one isn't as tight as I thought it was. There it goes. That is that. So there should be a little bit of movement there, I think, as there is just a touch. That one not so much, but yeah, I'm sure it's okay. And the wheels should be attached, so yeah, steering one way, steering the other way. Oh, looking good so far. This is obviously where the steering attachment is actually going to join to do the steering. I don't know quite how. I'm assuming some sort of rack and pinion. That's that. Right. Take a look at the illustration to make sure you get it right. Yeah, I've already done that bit. There should be one more section because I've got 2 bits left over. There we go. What are these? Look carefully at the front suspension radius arms. 10G. That's these, is it? Right, okay. One end is bent. Yeah. Take one, insert its shortest segment into the indicated small hole in the front right suspension arm. Right, hang about. I've got a front right is the one without a wheel. That's the easiest way of telling. What? There's a hole in the thing there. Is that where you're looking? If that goes there, where's this one going to go? Up in somewhere. There's another hole in there. Right. These are plastic by the feel of it. So let's have a look and see. Insert the other end into the hole in the front chassis cross member. Yeah, that's there and behind there somewhere. I think that's it. That's the only hole in that sort of general area where they're pointing. So if that goes in there, like that, that makes that quite long to go in there. Are you sure? So that goes in there further. No, doesn't go in there further. Maybe I should put that in first. Does that go in there? That goes in there quite a long way. And this has got a little bit of bend to it. So, yeah, I think doing it that way around is a little bit easier. That wedges in there quite well, and that goes into the hole in there that you can't see because it's behind all of the everything. But in there, that works. So let's do the same on the other side. Get that in the right general area. Poke that through the hole that even I can't see now because is that it? Yeah, it's right up next to that. So that is there. And then you can slightly let that fall out of the hole, put it back in again. There it is, right. So then you can bend that a little bit to get it into the right general area. And find that. Get it in there. And then that locates into there. Just like that. And that looks like a thing. It's some sort of added thing that's going to have a little bit of give when the weight's on the car and the stuff. And the steering and the things. And look, it's a car. What's that clicking? Something's making a clicking noise. I don't know what it is. Don't know. Oh, it's that bit. It's those bars that I've just put in for some reason, bending and clicking a little bit as the whole thing shifts. I'm sure that can't be a bad thing. It's probably meant to do that, right? Yeah, that will work itself out. This will get obviously softer and easier. The more it's played with, the more it's manipulated, it will make the turning of the wheels so much better. Now, I do notice that this wheel is at an angle like that, whereas this one isn't. But because it hasn't got the wheel on it yet, it's difficult to tell if that's going to make any difference to anything. Everything else looks symmetrical. It's not that this is mounted wrong or at a funny angle or anything. That might look lower than that. So it's difficult to tell. I'm sure it will balance up and look okay in the end. Yeah, that's definitely lower, but that moves. It might just be that the spring is stronger in that side because it's not got the wheel on it. And when it gives and loosens up a little bit, it will balance and look better. I'm not too worried. I'm sure it will become clear very, very shortly. So that was that. It says you can admire the result of this assembly section in the illustration. Put the section of the chassis you have assembled in a safe place. I shall indeed put that safely out of the way, because that is the end of issue 10. After we've had a look at the Tuning Mania, which it always ends with. Carbon fibre. It is a great material, carbon fibre. It looks lovely, and it's obviously very strong, very light. So yeah, I'm all for carbon fibre. Good on you. That's that. I'm not sure about that. That's a bit overkill for me, but that's quite nice. That is the end of issue 10, and indeed the end of this month's pack. So thank you very much for watching along, and hopefully you're building along with me. If you are, let me know. A big thank you to Fanhome for providing me with the part work as an ongoing thing. Soon we shall have it looking just like it does on the cover. But for now, that's that. I shall see you next time for issue 11, but it's going to be a few weeks away. But I do have other part works on the channel that you can follow along with, and other video builds and streams. So I shall see you, no doubt, on one of those. Thank you for watching. See you soon.